Welcome back to American Agenda. It's time now for The Other View as we continue to wait for a verdict in the Trump criminal trial in New York City. The Biden brigade is also hitting the Big Apple in what seems like a desperate attention grab. We saw Robert De Niro ranting yesterday outside the courthouse. And today, First Lady Jill Biden was in town appearing on The View. The First Lady trying to make the case for her husband to stay in office. Watch.
Election is not about age because, like you're saying, I mean, Donald Trump's going to be, what, 78?
78, yeah.
And Joe's 81. They're basically the same age.
Right.
So, but it's about character. This election is about character. Yep. So you have two choices. You have my husband, Joe, who you all know, who has integrity. He's strong. He's steady. He's a leader. He's smart. He's energetic. Or you have chaos.
All right. Joining me now to discuss, host of National Report, Emma Reckenberg, making a special appearance, and Project 21 member Whitley Yates back with us today. All right, let's dive in, Emma. First Lady Jill Biden says her husband is strong, he has character and integrity, but at the same time, she kind of forgot to leave out the mental acuity problem that people are concerned with. Again, she referenced age, but we've said it dozens of times. This isn't really about age per se.
Absolutely. So many times. There's a lot to go off of this, by the way. Why isn't Joe Biden making the rounds and actually speaking to the press? That would be one. But then also, you're right. We've seen him trip on stage. We've seen him struggle to ride a bike and struggle with the teleprompter. Yeah, absolutely. But then we also hear this integrity argument, and it just reminds me of the time when he checked his watch constantly, when we were welcoming back in our fallen heroes from Afghanistan, or even, you know, when he's making a comparison between the wildfires in Hawaii to a small kitchen fire in his Delaware home, or finally failing to acknowledge his 7th grandchild until the New York Times op-ed made him do so.
Yeah, exactly. It's one thing for Jill Biden to get up there and talk about how great her husband is, but then Americans aren't dumb, Whitley. They remember a lot of these gaffes and issues that Emma's talking about, and they also know exactly how they're struggling right now. It's easy to gloss over all the real issues, but that's what Jill Biden just did.
Absolutely. She cannot gaslight her way into November by telling us how great of a president when we all know that he isn't. Americans are feeling and reeling from his leadership in the White House over these past 4 years. Inflation is up and the price of everything has gone through the roof. Our southern border is not safe at all. And so what we've consistently seen is a lack of leadership from the White House. And also it's representative in, honestly, the polls that have come out that say even Democrats don't want him. And so she's attempting to gaslight us into November, to gaslight us into the election. But the American people know that the kitchen table topics have not been handled well by this administration and won't if he continues to be president.
I also want to get to Hillary Clinton. She was recently interviewed for an upcoming book. And of course, as she tends to do, she did it back when she ran against President Trump, but she gave this warning about the 2024 election. Here's her quote. "This election is existential. I mean, if we don't make the right decision in this election in our country, we may never have another actual election. I will put that out there because I really believe it." It sounds like, Emma, that she never really has gotten over losing to Donald Trump. She's still out there hoping for his overall destruction and demise, so to speak, politically. Again, does she think that voters will actually listen to her when it comes into 2024, when they didn't support her back in 2016?
I feel like this is the same line we heard from Robert De Niro. So this is clearly the approach that Democrats will be using, the threat to democracy here, avoiding topics on the economy or immigration or even what's going on in your child's classroom here. But also in that article, she blamed everyone but herself for that 2016 election loss, blaming women. I know we're going to talk about that, blaming Jim Comey, blaming Democrats. She fails to acknowledge that maybe it was herself, her policies and her approach was the reason why she did not win.
They didn't vote for her because they were voting against her. All right. Whitley, we've got 10 seconds left. I'm going to let you wrap it up. Final word.
You know, Democrats are going to use fear-mongering tactics because they have absolutely no faith in Joe Biden's leadership. And this is the only way that they can push people to the polls. And it's really relentless and it's sad.
All right, we're going to leave it there. You're so good with those time cues, Whitley Yates. And Emma Reckenberg, thanks for joining us again. We really appreciate it on The Other View.
Thank you.